Good evening, I'm Melinda Vail, and tonight we're going to have our night of readings. You know, they call me the medium that makes a difference, and that's not just a tagline. I really do want to help people and make a difference in your life, and this is hard work. It is really hard work because you got a lot of energy coming at you, and you want to be as accurate as possible for people who have life-altering questions. So I'm going to do the best I can to get to everybody and to answer the questions and to make a difference when I give you the answer. I'm never flippant about it. I just really want to be able to help you. But I always infuse humor in what I do because the lighter we are in our vibration, the more information I can get. So I'm hoping that you're laughing along with me when we're doing some humor. If you haven't joined Melinda Vail Medium Facebook, please do so. Do you know, not only do we do these nights of readings, but every morning we do a little bit of something, give you a little bit of spiritual boost in the morning, I guess, just like orange juice gives you vitamin C, Melinda Vail gives you a little spiritual boost in the morning, I hope. So if you haven't joined this Facebook, please do. And my new book, Diary of a Mad Medium, is actually getting rave reviews. And it talks about karmic profiling and understanding, you know, all of the karma that you are dealing with in your life, from nature to nurture to Akashic records to emotional maturity to understanding how the law of attraction works. And every morning on the Facebook, I do talk a little bit about these things. So tonight we're going to take lots of phone calls. I also have a slew of emails that I'm going to get to. Our phone number here is 602-875-0444. We do have multiple lines. If you do get a busy signal, that just means that you can't get into the queue, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. The quote that I want to give you tonight is from Dr. Martin Luther King. You know, that was on Monday, Martin Luther King Day, and he had so many spiritual aspects to what he was trying to do. One of my favorite quotes from him is, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. And hatred cannot drive out hatred, only love can do that." So that's your quote for tonight. So without further ado, we're going to get to some questions. I even think I have somebody in the queue right now, but let me first take an email question. I'm just going to take something randomly here. Let's see here. Okay, this one Bill highlighted for me. So apparently then we might not have been able to get to this question before, and sometimes when somebody asks a couple different times, he makes sure to highlight so that I can get to it. And this person says that she would like to know when she receives a job offer and what is going on with her digestive system because the doctors can't diagnose an issue. Well, I'm going to start with the digestive system first. I think you have something that's called leaky gut, if a naturopath was looking at it, that you're not just absorbing what you're digesting and some of your foods are not agreeing with you. You know, it's exacerbated by stress, and I think waiting for your job offer, of course, makes it so that you're more stressful. But I would go on maybe a complete diet that, you know, takes away sugar and takes away dairy and takes away breads. And I hate to say that too because it's really hard to do. But then I would do that for a few months and then add those things in and see after you add those things in what the culprit is. But it feels like it's something that you're eating that's not working, and you know, something called leaky gut that the naturopaths are talking about. But you know what? You do feel like a person who is so giving, and maybe you're a giveaholic, that you give and have a hard time receiving, and sometimes you can't stomach things when that happens. And I think you have to pay a little bit more attention to yourself this year. That needs to be your New Year's resolution, that you are paying attention to you. And it feels like job shifts and things shift for you in and around April, May. I know that's not the answer you wanted. I know you'd prefer to have me give it to you a little bit earlier than that, but I'm seeing a shift right around the 15th of April. So take away some of the foods, maybe get on a sugar-free, carbohydrate-free, dairy-free diet for a little bit and see if that helps your digestion, and try to kind of let yourself receive rather than always give. So let's take a phone call. I think we have a phone call in the queue, so we can transfer that now. Good evening, this is Melinda.
Hi, Melinda, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm doing okay, considering.
Good, good. What's your question tonight?
It's been a while since I've had a message from anybody in spirit.
Okay.
And I was wondering if they have any advice for me in my current situation.
Sean
Yes.
is holding lots of space of love for you, because what I'm being told is that there's a lot of issue of self-love, self-confidence, honoring self, trying to figure out what you need to do for yourself. Does that make sense to you?
It makes perfect sense.
Okay, so I think the message from the other side is that they're holding space in love. Do you know who Jim is, or James?
Yes.
Who is that, please?
That would be my uncle.
Okay, so is he here or there?
He's here.
He's on this side. Okay, is he your mother's brother or your father's brother?
My mother's brother.
Okay, and for some reason, I'm getting your Uncle Jim, because I think I need to look at your mother's side of the family, although I think your father's side of the family may have has some dysfunction as well. But there's something that's coming through the generational patterns on your mother's side. Did your mother also have difficulty with self-esteem, and was she somebody that kind of projected out her issues to others?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's something, and it comes, and the reason I got it on a male side of that family is because I think it comes through the male side of the family and kind of affects the female side of the family. So I think it's from your mother's brother to her father and so on, okay? And so I think you have to look at some of those generational patterns as well as those on your father's side, and something around your very own, I believe it's a sister, you have a sister.
Yes, I do.
Okay, and something around your sister. So that's what I'd look at. But what I'm being told by Spirit is that they're just really trying to drive home the point, if I could say it to you that way, that self-love is the only way to attract love.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye-bye. Okay, so that's our first call. Now I have something. Oh, by the way, it's 602-875-0444. And I have something from Stephanie about her grandmother. And she got to see her grandmother, who has been having a little bit of protectivism from somebody in her life. And so I just really want to say to you that I am so glad that you got to see her, because it feels like her transition is just weeks away. I'm going to say February. I don't know if I've said February to you before, and if I'm repeating myself, and if you're listening to this and that's the case, you can type that in to give us that message. But absolutely, it feels like it's just weeks away, and that those of you who have seen her and said goodbye to her are helping her move into her transition, although she's still being held on to, but she's certainly ready to go. So I need to say to you that you've done all that you can, and that as you pray about it, if you could visualize her in a white bubble of light and kind of send her off to the other side, to your grandmother, who actually is really seems like she's really, really waiting for her. There's something about a bunny or a rabbit. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to give that to you because that's what I'm getting. And so that's what I want you to know, is her mother is waiting, and that she will be transitioning very, very soon. Okay, so that's for Heather. Do we have another phone call? We'll take another phone call. We're going to try to skip back and forth a little bit if we can. I'm going to do the best I can to just absolutely get to everybody. And so I just want you all to know that, okay? All right, so, hello, this is Melinda. How can I help you?
Hi, Melinda. My son just passed away December 4th, and I'm wondering if me selling my house and moving would help things, and if it's in the card, so it's the picture.
Who was it? I'm sorry, I didn't catch who passed away. I apologize.
It's okay. It's my son. He had a drug overdose December 4th.
Okay, all right. And I'll tell you something that I'm getting from your son is that he's been trying to reach you and tell you that he feels, I don't know how to say this to you because I don't want to hurt your feelings. I know you're in grief, but I'm being told that he not only feels 100% better, he had to get his healing on the other side. He just couldn't seem to get it here. There's something that started when he was about 13 or 14 years old, and I think he was self-medicating in some form or fashion. Maybe he had ADD or ADHD. He also had some anger issues, and he really wants you to know that he's very sorry that if that he took out anything on you, that he says that you were an absolutely wonderful mother, and he loves you very much, and he's come to you in a dream. Do you remember the dream?
I remember feeling him touching me.
Okay, so he's confirming that to you, that he came to you in the dream, and he wants you to know that he's sending you feathers. I want you to look for feathers, okay? He's sending you feathers and hearts that would be like in a rock or on a rock or something. And do you know who John is, and do you know who Zachary is or Zach?
No.
Did he have a friend named Zach?
No.
For some reason, he's giving me that name, and maybe it was something that had to do with that drug stuff. Okay, was he on opioids or?
Heroin.
That's an opioid, honey. I'm sorry. You know, heroin is a terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, darling. Okay, all right. And it feels like he's with someone that had an accident. Do you know who had an accident on the other side, sweetheart?
I can't think right
That's
now.
all right. That's all right. That's all right. I just blew you up. That's okay. Okay. I feel like it's somebody from high school. Okay. And if he still has a Facebook or whatever, you might be able to catch what some of the names he's giving to me. He's telling me he had some father issues. Are you aware of that?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, and so he again is reiterating that, and he's not blaming anybody. He's telling me not to blame anybody, but he's reiterating that you were a good mother. You did everything that you were supposed to. He was angry with his father. He had father issues. And is your father on the other side?
Yes.
Okay, because he was greeted by your father. Okay, and was there anybody in your background that had alcoholism, darling?
Everybody.
Okay, all right, because was it your father too? Did your father have alcoholism?
Yes.
Okay, so your father, of course, greeted him because he understood the addiction piece and helped his soul go over. He's really safe. I want you to know he's really safe, okay? Now, your original question is, should I sell the house? And I want to say to you that grief's going to go with you wherever you go, okay?
Okay.
And you got to understand that. So what I don't like somebody to do is make a lot of changes right away until the process of grief is worked out a little bit.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
So make changes, okay.
Because when you're making big changes, right, when you're in grief, sometimes you look back and you regret some of those changes, okay? And you know, I'm not saying don't ever move or anything like that, but I just want you to give yourself just a little bit of healing time. Are you in a support group or seeing somebody?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Okay. I know it's hard, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. And just know that I'm sending you as much love as I can. Your son is, showing me that he is doing fine, and he's giving me a memory of when he was like maybe 4 or 5 years old, and maybe, he was playing with matchbox cars. Is that what they were? Okay, and sitting on the floor, and you are in the kitchen, and he's got wonderful memories here. Okay. Okay. All right. So I want you to know that are you on my Melinda Vail Medium Facebook, darling?
I just joined it, yes.
Oh, good girl, because we're having some random picks on some free readings. Okay, so let's keep our fingers crossed on that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, can you give me, wait a minute, don't leave me yet. I don't want to lose you yet. Can you give me what your son's name is? He's not giving it to me. Corey's not giving. Okay.
Corey's sister.
Okay, I got it, babe. Okay, Corey, why didn't you give? Oh, okay. He just feels like he wants to just give you some space to stand back just a little bit. Okay, that's what he was doing, is standing back a little bit. But he's giving me the name Wendy or Wendy.
That's my name.
Okay. And do you have a sister, Wendy?
Yes.
Okay. So he's telling me some things about you, okay? Was there a dog? Did he have a dog?
Yes.
Okay. And you still have the dog, sweetheart?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, the dog can see Corey when Corey's in the house. Don't do anything quick yet, okay?
Okay.
Okay, honey. Thank you for calling, and call again. We're on a bit, and so call again, okay? Call whenever you need to.
Okay.
Reach out to me on the Facebook. You know, there's a big community on my Facebook. We'll all help you. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey. You're welcome.
That-
You know, heroin is such an epidemic here. Did you know that only 1 in 10 heroin users survive? And so it's an epidemic that we really need to address and understand. And in my generation, heroin used to be a backstreet drug, but in today's world, it's actually a drug that's easy to get, and it's an unfortunate thing. And I'm so sorry that sorry that happened. Okay. All right. Let's see. Somebody says, it's been killing me that I didn't ask at the reading. So apparently I read for this person. And you know, you guys, I never remember names. When I'm doing a reading, I read off of name frequencies. And some of my regulars will tell you that I may throw a name out or so, and like I did with this lady, and she won't put 2 and 2 together until later, or look at Corey's Facebook or whatever, and that happens a lot. So if I ever don't remember you by name, please don't take it personally, because, you know, half the time when I'm doing a reading, I'm out of my brain. Okay, it's been killing me that I didn't ask at the reading when you read my son, Dakota. You said him and Jordan will have 2 children. Question, will they be a boy or a girl? And also you said if you didn't get fixed immediately after the second baby, there would be an oops baby number 3. My other question is what happens to that soul if they decide not to have the third? Wonderful question. 1 boy, 1 girl, and if the oops baby doesn't come in, what happens is that soul finds a similar vibration. In other words, a person as a father and a person as a mother that would have a similar life lesson to be learned, or a similar karmic profile, and that's what happens when that happens. Okay. How are we doing on phone calls? Do we have another one? Okay, we're just going to have the phone ring here. Hello, this is Melinda.
Hi, Melinda. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely, my pleasure. How are you today?
Well, I'm good. Thank you.
What's your name?
You want to speak with Melinda?
My name is Audrey.
Hi, Audrey. You have a very nice vibration.
Thank you very much.
You know, there's some teaching energy in your vibration, Audrey.
Teaching energy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you know what that means to me? That you're kind
No.
it means to me that you're kind of a gracious human being that teach people along the way.
Well, thank you.
Okay, what's your question for me tonight?
I do have a lot of people ask me questions a lot.
Well, that's what I meant, darling, okay? You're one of these people that has that kind of energy field where you teach by being graceful and kind. You're a kind person. You're a kind soul. You're a gentle soul. Does that make sense?
Sure. Thanks for saying that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. When's your birthday, honey?
August 9 of 58.
Okay. Well, you have a young voice. I would have pegged you for a little bit earlier than that.
I don't act my age.
Yeah, like 78, but that's okay. Good job. And you're a Leo, and you know Leos can be tough, but you're not tough. Do you understand what I mean?
Okay.
Leos,
Yes.
you know, Leos can always want to be the king, but I don't think you're always wanting to be the king. I think you're a giver. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Oh, no. Okay. Who lost a child around you?
Who lost a child around me?
Somebody have a miscarriage?
I did a long time ago.
Because it feels like a baby. Okay. That's how sensitive you are. You carry a lot of things in your energy frequency. All right. What's your question for me, darling?
Okay, I wake up with a lot of anxiety lately and a panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a special loved one on my mind a lot lately. She's passed over. And I'm wondering if there's some message that she's trying to get to me.
What's the name, please?
Her name is Dolly.
Dolly.
It's Dorothy, but we always called her Dolly.
Thank you. Okay, so hold on for a second, sweetheart, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the anxiety and the panic is new. Is that what you're saying to me? Because I think one of the reasons that I tapped into something old that was a slight trauma to you is because in your vibration you've got so much sensitivity that a lot of things can build up sensitivity-wise for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think it's just that maybe you're starting to open up to the other side and Dolly trying to give you a message or whatnot. I think it's always been there, here and there in your life. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
No, it doesn't, or it does?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. I mean, I think of her a lot, but especially lately.
Okay.
She's
Well,
been like a second mom to me.
okay, so really, when somebody you think about lately, honey, is coming to you, it really does mean they're just trying to let you know that they're around or reassure you or give you energy or whatever. But I don't think it's the total reason why you're having anxiety. That's what I'm saying. I think the anxiety has kind of ebbed and flowed in your life at other times, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that even though Dolly is maybe trying to connect with you, it's not because of Dolly that you're getting the anxiety. I think it's because you're a sensitive soul that you're getting anxiety, and it comes here and there, that you worry about people anyway.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So the thing
I do.
Yeah, the thing to do if you want to make that connection with Dolly is to just meditate on her, okay?
Okay.
There's a Robert or a Bob.
Yes, that's her brother, my uncle.
Okay, very good. So she's giving me confirmation by giving her brother's name that she is trying to reach you, but it's just reaching you out of love. She just appreciates you. You know, the same thing that I told you in the beginning, like that you're such a giving person that even when you get to the other side, you think, oh, wow, what a lovely woman. So, you know, that aside, I would like you to start meditating daily if you can. Maybe take some Epsom salt baths. Maybe do some journaling. Those things are natural ways to get rid of anxiety. And if it continues, there's a naturopathic remedy called SAMI that you might want to take. But I think if you started getting into deep breathing exercises, that would happen. And Dolly's just telling you that she loves you, okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Oh, I got one more. Who is Mary or Marie? Mary or Marie?
Mary or Marie?
Mm-hmm. Don't rack your brain. If you're not getting it, it's just something that you'll get later. It's either a friend of hers, it's a simple name, or someone else that she's talking about. Don't you worry about it. Well, I interrupted your question. You go ahead. Give me that last question.
Oh, well, it was just something that I had called in one time, December 20th, and Joy had said some things, and I'm probably going to have to talk to her about what I'm uneasy about that she had said. And I'm wondering if that might be why I'm having anxiety too. I don't know.
I think that maybe having your chart done, giving Joy a call might be an excellent idea. I think that's an awesome thing to do. But I think some of your uneasiness ebbs and flows in your life, okay?
Right.
Can you?
Well, I was hoping to connect with you when I called in that day because I've been thinking of Dolly so much.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway.
Isn't it interesting that Spirit sometimes will give you something that you didn't expect? So maybe that was what you needed at that time. Are you having any problem with your hip or your lower back, leg, or knee?
My hip.
Yeah.
My left hip.
Yeah, you know, when I tap
my lower back.
Yeah, when I tap into you, there's some really achiness in there, okay? And so, I you know, that I would probably stretch and do some hot yoga with, okay? All right? But listen, you're an absolutely wonderful person. Give Joy a call. Of course, I don't remember, Audrey, what she said to you because, I do this so much.
Right.
But, give her a call. Dolly is just telling you she loves you. She gave you Robert, that's her brother. She gave him Mary or Marie. You'll figure it out. I see that you're having trouble with your hip and your down your back a little bit that may affect one of your legs. And I just see your sensitivity and your ability to teach. So you just give yourself that time, and I will talk to you again.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Audrey. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
You too, sweetie.
Bye, honey. Okay, I have a question from Sharon. And she says, my beloved mother passed on December 21st, 2005. She was 86. She was found in a bathtub in the water gone. She had had a bad heart. We had to go over and get her out of the bathtub. Oh, I'm so sorry that that happened. She had been on hospice and recently went off, okay. We got clothes on her and fixed her hair before mortuary came to pick her up. Well, you know what? I'm being told that she was so grateful for that. That because she had some, it's not pride that she had, but she had some modesty. That's what I'm getting. There's a Michael in your energy field, P.S., and a kitty cat. Now, she suffered so much in her life with pain in her body and emotional pain from a very narcissistic husband. That would be your father, would it not? I don't know if that's your father or a second husband, but I think you also suffered pain from it. I would like to know if she is okay and free of all the pain she had here, and if she had a heart attack and went down into the water. She lost my brother at the age of 18 months to acute lymphatic leukemia, sudden onset in 3 weeks. She never got over that. Oh, I'm sorry. I took her watch after she passed. It was running when I took it home that night. I keep it on an angel box. A year later, I looked at the watch and it had stopped at the time of the death estimated. I take it as a message from her. Oh my gosh. Sharon, you've touched my heart so much. First and foremost, relief, relief, relief. Yes, your mother it went quick. She did not drown. She had a heart attack. She was gone before the water. She kind of just jumped out of her body. It almost feels like there was a zipper and she went zip. And the best thing of it all was the spirit of your brother was there to greet her. And oh my gosh, I'm being shown such a feeling of bliss. And that's what I'm being shown, bliss. And so, if you're watching, please write on the Facebook and let us know if you're getting this. Do you know who Michael is? And maybe that's your brother, maybe that's somebody else. But she says, thank you, Melinda. I took a class with you years ago and really enjoyed it. Thank you, Sharon. There's a Helen or an Ellen that I'm getting, and something with a Margaret or a Marjorie, and a Michael, and a cat, and that you're lovely, and that she is dancing in heaven. Okay, let's transfer a question. So guys, 602-875-0444. If you're trying to get through, keep trying. We do have several lines that can, come in. So, hello, this is Melinda.
Hi, Mindy, it's Donna.
Hi, sweet baby girl. How's my girl?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. Hey, everybody, Donna has been a client of mine for how long, Donna?
Over 20 years.
I think I predicted both those boys of yours who are now probably 16 and 18.
21 and 17. Going to
No! I can't believe how fast time goes, Donna. No. You
Yes.
have made me older, girl. Did I predict those babies?
Yes, you did.
Remember that. I remember predicting the second one anyway. And a few other things that came true in your life, huh, sweetie?
Yes, you did.
Yes. Okay, so what's your question tonight?
My question is, my friend Fernando's in a very dark place, and I just wanted to see what you saw.
I feel like it's maybe there's some clinical stuff going on. Meaning, depression, right, honey?
Yes.
And so it feels like, sometimes circumstantial depression can turn into clinical depression. And what I mean by that, the garage door that opens up in our brain that releases serotonin can get stuck. So it feels like he's having a hard time pulling himself out of it. I think he wants to, but I think he's having a really hard time pulling himself out of it. It almost feels like he's hit a wall, like hit a door, almost like hit a door of self-esteem. Like suddenly he feels like he's not good enough, he's not worthy, he can't do it, he's not moving, that kind of thing. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I think he honestly is going to need some outside help, sweetie, and I know men don't like to do that too much. But I think he needs to either go see his doc and see about that, or he needs to talk to a counselor. Because it feels like he's got himself way shut down.
Yes, he does.
Okay, and I'm concerned about you in that regard because I don't want to see you have to hold up the dike with your finger in the dike. So I want to say to you, you can only suggest, you can't change. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Does he have a child that he's worried about?
he's got 3.
Is one of them a girl?
Yes.
Is he concerned about this female child?
I think so. I think she's kind of a mom, like she's very much like him. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Right.
He got into some trouble in high school with some drugs and stuff. And I think she's
Okay,
kind of,
because the word I just wrote, Donna, I don't know if you can see on the camera, is guilt. Girl-child guilt. Somehow he's got some guilt where that girl-child is concerned. So, you know, there's something with that, okay?
okay.
All right, so all you can do, babe, is give the best advice you know how to and then step back a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Because
No worries.
I don't, you know, my mother instinct is coming out to protect you, okay?
Right, for sure.
Okay, sweetheart. All right. I'm glad you got through. It's so nice to talk to you.
I am too. And nice to talk to you too. I have an appointment with you in February.
Oh, yay. I look forward to it, honeys. Talk to you then. Bye-bye. Bye, honey.
So much.
Yep,
Take care.
bye.
Bye-bye.
You know what happens when you're in this business for a long time, you guys, is that, and you give accurate information and predict things like children coming true and different things like that. What happens is that throughout life then, because I've been doing this for a long time, and you know, check in from time to time and see what's up, or if you have a life crisis, then you give me a call again, and I'm so blessed and lucky that I have that in my life. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Hi, Melinda, it's Jennifer, emailing you from Colorado. Hi, Jennifer. I can call in on Wednesday, I think, but want to ask you via email now. I've had sessions with you while living in Arizona a few years ago. I've been writing my autobiography in the last year, but a few months ago, I changed the beginning in that I was in the spiritual realm in a coma. I haven't seen my mother since she died on Thanksgiving 43 years ago when I was 12. I'm sorry about that, Jen. I changed the book from nonfiction to a novel based on my life, but changed the first and last chapter to have an encounter with my mom while I was in a coma. I'm trying to impact the reader that we aren't alone. My mom is talking to me from the heavenly throughout my life in my book, but I didn't hear or know she was always with me until after the encounter in my book. The encounter with my mom is fiction. It never happened. It was great to start a book with saying what I've wanted to say and hearing her tell me what I've always wanted to hear. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, wait a minute. Last person that I gave the name Mary to. Oh, sorry. That doesn't go with you. I hope you're still watching. Because she said, should I keep the new revised version or go back to memoirs or automatic book? Can you tell my mother Mary? Okay, so apparently Mary was standing here. And when I was talking to, who was I talking to? I was talking to... Oh, when I was connecting in with Dolly, Mary popped in and gave me her name. So Audrey, I hope you're still watching. The Mary belongs to this Jen. Jen, okay, this is a complicated answer, but I'm going to try to make it simple. You know, when you are in a coma, you do connect to the other side. There's a really good book from a woman by the name of Annie Kagan that wrote a book called The Afterlife of Billy Fingers, where she got some messages from her brother on the other side. I think it's worth you reading. I think sometimes that there's literary license that we do take with those kinds of books, like The Afterlife of Billy Kagan, or The Afterlife of Billy Fingers by Annie Kagan. So I'm not sure it's so impossible that you haven't heard from your mother, that maybe when you're writing the things that you wished you'd heard and said, that you actually heard and said them. Because sometimes when you're young and your parent dies, they're so with you. They're such a guardian angel to you. They're right with you all the time. And you're so used to them being with you that you can't differentiate that they're not. So it would kind of be like air, okay? We don't appreciate that we breathe air unless we have a stuffed nose or we drive past a dairy farm and have a bad smell. Then we understand that we're breathing air. Other than that, we just take it for granted. I think, Jen, hon, that you might have taken for granted that your mom, Mary, has been actually with you. By the way, there's a Joe or a Joseph, Joanne, John. And so I think your mom actually may have done some, what we call inspirational writing for you. So on that inspirational writing, I think that's what you got from mom. Are we having technical difficulties, Bill?
No, I think you got Grab your phone. I think you got a text message from somebody who's trying to get in.
Okay, so we're just going to grab a phone. Somebody's trying to get in on text message. And so, Jennifer, the long story short is I think you should write the book as it feels for you to write it. If you're giving a message of healing to others who've had such a loss, especially a loss of a parent when they were a child, and you're being inspired to do that, then trust your inspiration, because through that inspiration, that may be your connection with Mom. I know that Mary has always been with you and that she loves you very much and that she butted into my talk about Dolly and gave me her name. So there's that. So do we have another phone call coming through? I think we're doing really great on time.
Melinda's in.
Hello, this is Melinda. Hello.
Hi, Melinda.
Hi. Who is this?
I'm on Facebook Live. This is Brianna.
Miss Brianna. How is it going, Brianna? Are you enjoying watching the
It's
show?
going great. I am.
Okay.
I'm loving watching the show.
Do you mind if I
My
share?
mom is on too, actually.
Hi, Mom. How are you? Do you mind if I share with
Yes.
people how we met?
Oh, no.
Okay, so Brianna, dear sweet Brianna was at my James Von Prague event in November, and I think she watched the show on Friday night where we do life after life demonstrations, and then she came to my karmic profiling on Saturday morning, and we found out some stuff in her karmic profile, and it interested her so much that she's decided to see me a little bit, and I'm certainly enjoying seeing her. And I am loving that she is so willing to open up and understand who she is. She also is somebody that's working towards her own level of mediumship and clairvoyancy. People say to me that it's a gift. It's a gift that we all have. It's not just some special people. We all have the ability to tap in. We just have to learn how to do it and trust how to do it. Do you have a question for me tonight, sweet girl?
I have so many questions, but the first that's been on my mind is about my twin brother, and how, we've talked a little about it, but he's, I just really want to know, he's in a place, he's kind of been in a place for a while, he lives with my parents, has a son who he is the sole parent of. Mom's out of the picture, and I'm just kind of wondering what I can do to help him. He's just, has some drug and alcohol issues, and I just want to know what I can do. I've been on this journey for a while, what I can do to reach out and really reach him and help him move forward in his life.
Well, my first question is, has he ever been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD?
Yes, when he was younger and as an adult also.
Okay, so I'm going to say that people who have ADD or ADHD or any kind of, they consider ADD and ADHD to be on the spectrum. I'm not sure that I do, but because I think it's really a transition and our brains are evolving, and that's where we get some of the ADD and ADHD, but that's a different story. I think when you have ADD or ADHD, it comes with a couple things. It comes with a need to self-medicate unless you're treating it. It comes with self-esteem issues. I think your brother's self-esteem is not great. We get our self-esteem from our same-sex parent, so I think he has father issues. I think he has issues being a father. I think he's a brilliant young man. I think he doesn't give himself enough credit. I think he shoots himself in the foot, so to speak, and I think he needs a good counselor. So I guess the long story short is nothing you can do, girl. He's got to do it on his own. This is something. This is something that you guys can suggest and encourage, but certainly you can lead a horse to water and you can't make him drink. So I'm thinking that probably the best you can do is love him and tell him that you're there for him and that you had gotten a message that he needed to treat his ADD as an adult. I have adult children with ADD, and my children treat their ADD and they're highly successful, and I mean it, like highly successful, because they know to treat their ADD. When you don't treat your ADD, you self-medicate. So that's what he's got to look at first, okay?
Do they treat with, for my information, do they treat with medication or other
forms of treatment?
My daughter, who actually is in the mental health business, and that's what she does for a living, she treats alcohol and drug addicted people, has chosen to use Adderall for her ADHD, and she thinks that it is the key for her. But she always does holistic things as well, and that kind of, exercise is critical to an ADHD person. When you're having that, the endorphins drop in the brain, it helps. So exercise is critical, eating right, sleeping right, meditation, all those holistic things will help too. But some people just need the ADHD meds, which is usually an Adderall for an adult, a Ritalin is for a child, or a Vyvanse for an adult. And some adult ADD, ADHD, depending on the type, there are 6 types of ADD, might do better with an antidepressant. So it just depends on what the doc thinks.
Gotcha.
Okay?
All right, awesome.
All right.
Thanks so much.
You have a nice
Melinda.
evening, and I will see you soon, sweet girl, okay? Okay.
Okay, see you soon.
Bye-bye. Okay, I have a message from Mercedes. I love that name, Mercedes. People are naming their kids all these newfangled names these days, but Mercedes is really a cool name. Actually, your whole name is cool, Mercedes. I would like to know if I'm going to change careers and how soon. I really don't know what I want to do. I asked the angels, still nothing, but I'd gotten your email, so I figured that it was a sign of the angels. Oh, that's so sweet, Mercedes. I think you're supposed to be in the helping field, in the healing arts, or in the helping field. And I don't know how old you are, but it feels to me like there might be some classes or courses or something in front of you. And I don't know where you live, but if you live here in the Phoenix area, you might try to look at the Southwest Institute for Healing Arts, because they offer different courses and classes, and see if something like that touches your fancy. I think you can't be in too much of a left-brained field. I think you've got a left brain, right brain balance, and that you need to, allow that to be part of what you do, to have some, you can't do something dry, sweetie. You got to do something with a little bit of gusto in it, because it's your life path, your purpose to do something like that. So I would look at something with the healing arts, or with the, giving to people in mind kind of thing, because I think you are good with people. Okay. This one I answered. Do we have another phone call, Bill?
Yes.
Hi, this is Melinda.
Hi, Melinda. This is Nadine. How are you?
I'm well, Nadine. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. What's your question for me tonight? Are you Tom's Nadine?
No, I actually used to be friends with your sister. It's been many, many years ago. Sue Vail.
Oh, Susie's friend. Okay, now I'm sorry, Nadine. I knew somebody named. It's an unusual name. It's a pretty name, but I know somebody named Nadine that's a friend of my friend Tom. So, what can I do to help you tonight?
Well, I've had several different career directions, and I can't seem to find that niche. And I'm just looking to find a niche that I can be an expert in a specific field. I tend to be an entrepreneur, but I don't like all the nitty-gritty that goes into the entrepreneur. I like to launch businesses, but not stay engaged. So I'm just really feel like I'm floundering in my career,
Okay, so
and looking for some sense of direction.
Spirit gave me 2 things here, okay? One, they wrote 3 times, so let's talk about that in a minute. And the other, they wrote sales and marketing. Have you done sales and marketing in the past?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And does 3 times mean that you've had 3 different kinds of careers?
Correct.
Okay, so so I'm in that energy field. Good, good, good. Now, here's what I think, and I'm not quite sure how to tell you how to go about it, but I think that what you should do is be a business life coach. That you should go into businesses that are having difficulty and coach the people and the staff and people around it so that they can get their business back on their feet and have it as your own business.
Really?
Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm describing it that well, but I think because I think you get bored and that you have to have a life purpose, and that once you get something up and running, you're on to the next thing. And I think it should just be a whole career that's getting something up and running and being on to the next thing. Does that make sense to you, Nadine?
It does make sense. It's totally different than where I'm headed right now.
Where are you
I'm
headed?
getting my real estate license.
Oh, you're doing real estate? Okay, well, you know what? Real estate wouldn't be bad for you, Nadine, because, you know, you can come and go as you please and so on. Interestingly, I will say to you, if you get your real estate license, you might still head in that direction where you end up mentoring other realtors, because I think you're a mentorer, if I said that right. What's your birth date, girl?
8/27/59.
Oh, geez, are you kidding me? My birthday is 8/28/54. So you and I vibrate out like the same. Let me just see your numerology real quick, okay? 14, 24, 26, 13, 33, 8, 11, 41. Yeah, you're a 5. Okay, a soul number 5. And for our listening audience, if you want to understand numerology, there's a wonderful book called The Life You Were Born to Live by Dan Millman that helps you understand your numbers. You're a soul number 5, Nadine, and what that number means always is expansion, expansion, expansion. So that's what I'm saying to you. If you're not expanding, you know, you're bored and you need to move on. Plus you're a Virgo. And, you know, us Virgos, we have to, we kind of nitpick other people, and we have to have things just so for ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not opposed to it when you say real estate, but I do think you'd be great being a coach of some kind to help people get their businesses back on track.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You have a great evening. Thank you for calling.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's interesting. I just reached out to my sister Sue yesterday on the Facebook, and we haven't talked in a while. So isn't that interesting that somebody through my sister Sue would give a call? So the number here is 602-875-0444 if you have some questions for us. Okay. Let's see. I guess I got to put my glasses on. All right. It's Lisa. And Lisa is saying, hi, when will I be successful in my career? I want to say, Lisa, that there's some kind of an emotional block. That's what I want to say. That somehow there was a message given to you as a child about always trying to do better, 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 better. And that would be a block. So I'm going to say there's a confidence issue and maybe something with anger. Like you've got everything it takes to be successful all day long. And I think you're much more successful than you give yourself credit for. But I'd like you to look back at age 11 or 12 and see what message system you got 6th grade, 7th grade on that. So the answer is, when will I be successful in my career? As soon as you believe in yourself. Okay. Do we have a phone call coming in? Hi, this is Melinda.
Yes, how are you doing tonight, Melinda?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you for asking.
What can I help you with?
Yes, latter part of last year, my cousin called in, and you had mentioned an East Coast energy, and she was a little taken aback by what you were trying to refer to, but then she remembered that I was stationed here, and I just recently retired, and she mentioned that. And about a month or so later, you're speaking with her son's girlfriend, and you mentioned to her that she knew somebody by the name of Anthony.
Is that you?
You were getting someone, yes ma'am, because you were getting someone who was asking about Anthony.
Well, Anthony, you must be a pretty powerful character that I've been picking up on that through your family. Actually, what you are is a lovely person. That's what you are, okay? Can you tell me who Frank or Fran or Francis is?
Frank is my cousin's middle brother, who is on the other side.
He wants you to know that he respects you and that he has spent time with you and that you are an example of a man that has integrity, who shakes your hand and does what he says.
Yeah.
Okay? And can
Okay.
you tell me who Joseph is? Joseph.
There's two. There's my grandfather Joe, and then my niece's father, my uncle Joseph, who was also Joe.
Your grandpa wants you to know that he has watched you all your life. Was he in the military?
Yes, he was in World War II as a CD.
Yep, he's showing me his uniform. He wants you to know that he's watched you all his life. You've got loved ones on the other side that think you are pretty darn awesome, kid. Okay? What are you doing in your retirement?
Not much. Spending time with the grandchildren and doing contract work for the Marine Corps every now and then.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have a favorite grandchild, but you do, huh? I won't give the name. Are you Catholic, Anthony? I'm seeing a rosary.
Yes.
And was there somebody in your family background that was clergy, priest or nun?
Yes, I don't remember who. My grandmother on my dad's side, she did a lot with the church, and she taught, and I don't remember what they called it, but she had, there was a ceremony done for her about 15 years before she passed. She passed 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, and it was about 15 years before she passed. They did that for her at the church.
Wow, I'm telling you, you got your loved ones lining up behind me. Who fishes?
Did you say who fishes?
Yeah. They're showing me a fishing line. Okay. All right. I'm telling you, you got people lined up to tell you that you're an all right guy. I'm telling you what. What's your birthday, kiddo?
November the 5th,
Mm-hmm. Year?
1968.
5'8"?
6'8".
6'8".
Yes.
You're soul number 4, my friend. Okay. Means that you're salt of the earth, as reliable as they come. Okay?
Okay.
There's 2 more that are coming to me. Paul and Vincent. Tell me why.
Oh, did you say tall or did you say Paul?
P. Paul.
Paul.
Paul as in Paulette, Pauline, Paula.
I know a Paul that was a good friend of my parents that when they were here, I'm in North Carolina, I took them to D.C. Probably about 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And their friend, his name was Paul Rodriguez, I believe it was.
Boy,
Ortiz.
they hang out with their friend Paul. Yep, they hang out with their friend Paul. And how about Vincent?
I'm a little lost on the Vincent.
Vincento, Vincente, Vince.
I'm a little lost on Vincent.
Okay, I'm going to put it around here and let you think about it because everything else they told me was absolutely accurate, so you'll figure it out. I think that you're being mentioned by the other side because you're so respected and honored and that you are very well loved. What's your wife's name?
Sandra?
You did a good job on picking out Sandra, didn't you?
Yeah?
Yeah? She's a good girl. Tell her I said hello and you call again, okay?
Okay, we'll do that.
Take care of yourself. Bye-bye, Anthony.
Okay. Thank you now.
You're welcome. You too. Bye-bye. Well, it's so lovely to get calls from all over the country, and thank you all for calling. Let's see. I have something from Lola. Again, I love the name. You know, I pick up on names and name frequencies. And remember, you guys, if you get a name that you don't know, it's not that you don't know it, you will know it, or you just can't put your finger on it. It happens that way, especially when you get a few that you do know. In the last 4 months, I have been having visions when I lay down to sleep. It's like there is a spark in my brain and electricity. I see like a flash, people, and events going so fast in front of my eyes. And the last one I had a week ago is about the same thing, but it was faster and sound was so bad, I started shaking. was very cold and started praying until it stopped. You sweet thing, what's going on with me? Is it mental illness or what? Well, first of all, it's not mental illness if you ask me if it's mental illness. Because when it's mental illness, people don't get it that way. However, sometimes there are certain medications that can cause that kind of glitch in the brain. So I would ask you to just double check if you're on any medications that can cause that when you go off of them or something. But no, Lola, I don't think you're mentally ill. I actually think that you are an amazing spiritual person. And it may be that you're trying to open up that part of your brain where you can speak to the other side. When I was young and first started working with spirit, I used to have to sleep with the lights on because I was raised Catholic, which I think you were too, Lola. And we were taught that all this stuff was scary, but it really isn't. So I think if you would meditate, start breathing deeply and exhaling slowly when this happens, rather than, and you know, if you're starting to shiver or whatever, or feeling very cold, praying is great, but just still slow down and breathe a little bit, because I just don't think it's something that is a bad thing. I don't believe in evil spirits, by the way. I believe in evil people. So I think you just need to slow down and breathe through it. But, you know, just in case, because sometimes our brains do pretty weird things when we're on and off medication. Just in case, I do want you to take a look at medication. But I actually feel like it's something spiritual, and that it's someone on the other side trying to reach you and to work with you. And I think it is maybe a grandmother. If your grandmother wore a apron all the time, that's who it is. Okay. Do we have another caller?
10 minutes.
Okay. Do we have another caller? I'm looking to see what I answered and what I didn't. I did. Okay. Hi, this is Melinda. How are you?
Hi, this is Deborah.
Hi, Deborah. How are you?
For Melinda?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How can I help you tonight?
Well, I have several family members on the other side, and I just wondered if any of them wanted to chat or had a message for me.
Okay, let's see what we've got for you, Deb.
Okay.
Who had the issue with their heart, their lungs, a stroke, a diabetes, something with their chest, Deb? Who was that?
That was my dad.
Okay, Dad's stepping up first, okay, girlfriend? Okay, and you were close to your dad, weren't you, Deb?
Super close. I was daddy's girl.
Oh, yeah, because that's what he's saying. Like, he's showing me, like, oh, baby, and, like, you're on his lap, and, like, he watches everything that you did. Like, he was daddy, okay? And so,
Yes.
he, you know, I think that he, what's your birth date, Deb?
My birthday is in October.
What's the exact date, please?
The 21st.
Year?
71.
Okay, so you're the same age as one of my kids, honey. 7, 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a kid that's going to be 45 in April, 10, 18, 19, 20, 22, 4. Okay, the reason I'm asking that is because your dad felt like a man that would be a father in your generation instead of his generation. What I mean by that is, in today's world, there are more hands-on fathers, but your dad actually felt like he was a hands-on father. Does that make sense?
Yes, he was very much so.
Yeah, and there's something about tools, something about his tools or something with his hands. Can you tell me what that means, Deb?
He was a mechanic in the Air Force. He actually worked on airplanes.
Yeah, he's showing me his tools. He's showing me his hands. That's his way of giving me confirmation that he's talking to you, darling, okay? And he's saying something about a bear. B-E-A-R, bear.
Bear?
Yes, ma'am. Does somebody have a go ahead.
There's a friend of my son, and we call him oso. In Spanish, that means bear.
That's a secret piece of information. Yay, Daddy. Okay, so what, I know what your daddy's doing, even if you don't. What he's doing is he is absolutely spending time with your kid, and he's showing that by giving me a secret thing that you call his friend. Like he loves to be around your son. Like your son is it for him.
Yes.
Do you understand that? Okay. Now,
Yes.
you said he was in the Air Force, but is there somebody else that wore a uniform, military, fire, police?
Yes, my grandfather was also in the Navy.
Okay, because he's showing me lots of people on the other side for you. Okay, all right. And
I do have lots of people.
oh man, honey, you are very deeply, deeply, deeply loved from the other side. Okay, is your mom still on the planet?
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Is your mom still on the planet?
Yes, she is.
Your mom's alive, right, sweetheart?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
because he's telling me that your mom's still alive. Okay, can you just give me
That's
her
correct.
first name, Deborah?
Her first name is Sadie.
And do you know why he shows me a rose?
She loved flowers, and he always gave her roses for every occasion.
Okay, so he's showing me a rose, and he's presenting it like this, and he would like you to tell Sadie that he likes to give her a flower tonight, and to tell you that he's watching over your son, and that he loves you very much, Deborah. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome,
That is
honey.
so great.
Thank-
My son has a lot of stress right now, so he will appreciate that.
How old is he?
My oldest son is 30.
Aren't you just 30? Hey, man, wait a minute, I'm not doing my math right. Hey,
I was a very young mom. I was a teen mom.
Oh, so was I. We're compatible, darling. Okay, all right.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I
Yes,
was 18 when I had my oldest child too, so I get that. Do you know who David is, honey?
David, I don't know a David.
Is your
no.
Does your 30-year-old have a David at work or something with work?
A David at work?
Mm-hmm.
There was a David that was, he was married to the boss that my son just worked for.
Okay. Because part of your son's stress, your father's saying, is his work.
Right, exactly. Yes, he just cut off his work and made a big life change.
Yeah. Tell him he's going to be okay, that the grandpa is right beside him, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're
I
so welcome.
appreciate it.
You have a nice night, darling. Bye-bye.
You do the same. God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, we are having a good time. Okay, did I do one from Ashley? Did I do one from Ashley? My first question would be about my daddy passed in 2012. Okay, all right. Sorry, Ashley.
And she's watching.
Okay, Ashley. Gosh, Ashley, I can't see you because I'm on Mevo, but I think you're cute. I feel like you're really cute. I want you to send me a picture of you tomorrow. I think you're cute. Okay, my first question would have to be about my dad. Well, first of all, she says, I've been following you on Facebook for about 2 months now, and what you do is amazing. Thank you, darling. You help a lot of people, and I'd like to say thank you. So she's got a cute personality, too, because she stops and says thanks. My first question would have to be about my dad. He passed in 2012. We never had a solid relationship, but we spoke before his passing, and I still feel a little empty. I'm really sorry that you didn't have a relationship with your dad, but the way I feel about your dad was that he was emotionally immature, and it was a blessing in disguise, even though you feel a little bit empty now. I don't know why I'm getting the name Jim, James, or Jamie, but I will give it to you. And I'm also getting the name Matthew. So I know that emptiness inside is more about the fact that now that dad is on the other side, you can never get into a relationship with him. What I would do, because, there's always a hope when there's a detached parent that you can make movement, get into a relationship, Ashley. But I think if you wrote him a letter and told him how you felt and went outside and burned it in a crystal bowl and sent it up to the universe, it would help you, honey, okay? Question about kids of my own. I don't know if you could answer this kind of question over email, but I've been with my husband 11 years. We have none. I wasn't ready until this year. I think that there is a child in front of you guys. It may be a little bit of a challenge to get pregnant, but you will if you try, okay? Third question, do I think you'll be successful in your career path when I'm done with college? Absolutely. I absolutely think that you are going to be successful in your career path. Maybe the first kid, wait a minute, I want to go back. Maybe the first kid is easy and it's the second one that you have a little challenge with, okay? All right, so that's that, okay. Joy says, I'm wondering if my spirit babies are around me. Absolutely, they are around with you. And they do know that you think about them. I don't know, Joy, it feels like they're animals, and there's a lot of animal spirits around you, okay. Carlotta says, hi Melinda, I'm wondering if you could give me some advice on a move and where you see me going. I don't feel like where I am is a healthy environment for me, so thank you so much for your advice. Our dogs are barking. Carlotta, I don't think you're in a healthy environment either. I don't know how old you are or what you do for a living, but one of the things that I would say to you is that you might let the universe provide and just kind of look and see where you can put some feelers out for a job and see if that feels good to you. But right now I'm going to say on the northwest coast, okay? That would be Seattle, Oregon, okay? Hello, my husband passed in March 2014. I'm thinking of moving to be with family. Oh, he absolutely is telling me that you should move with family. It's bittersweet for you to do it, though. There's going to be an adjustment phase, but I think having some support, because you feel young to me, I think having some support will be important for you, and and it also feels like there's something with synchronized time that your husband gives you to let you know that he's around you. 11:11, 4:44. Let's see. I have a question regarding my mother. She passed away. She suffered so long with cancer. Okay. First of all, I think that your mother was so relieved to get on the other side, Loretta, that it wasn't even funny. I mean, like, she was greeted by a man. I think it was your father right away that came to greet her. I feel like you're going through some transition now, and that inside that transition, once you get settled, you're going to be okay. It feels like there's a move or something with real estate in front of you. And I think both of your parents are around you some, and also maybe if you have a child with a grandchild. So those are the answers to our questions tonight. We are out of time. I want those of you who didn't get a call in to know that we do this a couple times a month. Please watch. If this is your first time watching us, make sure that you join Melinda Vail Media on Facebook, because we do a little bit of live stuff every morning, and I think you'll enjoy it. And we do travel, so it also announces where we will be and when. I think we're going to Las Vegas, we're going to California, we're going to North Dakota, we're going to New York. So, and if you think that we could come to where you live and you've got some people that would like to see us, just give us a call, and maybe we'll be coming to your area real soon. So thank everybody for participating tonight. You all have a great evening. Good night.